Hey guys, Bolt here. So I gotta make this video quick because I'm gonna try to get next week's video done, which was supposed to be this week's. So basically, this week's episode was supposed to be about the history of the beginning to first year of Dokkan Battle, but it decided that it was a lot harder. And once I started getting into 2-year, 3-year, it gets quicker. So what I was doing for the history was every time they introduced something new with a unit, like a new rarity, a new type for that rarity, a new leader skill, a new effect, I would try to record it. And within the first 2 years, they got through a lot of stuff, even stuff that's used primarily today. So it's like I'm gonna start speeding up. So I think next week's video will just be the entirety of start to now, like current Dokkan Battle. I think by like year 5 or 6, it's gonna go like this because categories aren't as released. So anyways, I'll get into that hopefully after this. Like, I'll start writing it up. I think I was creeping up. We just finished year 3. Well, no, year 4. I just finished year 4. So it's gonna go like this because I just finished up recording the gold coin, the GT trio, and the LR baby. Anyways, so that's next week's video on Friday. Today, basically, it's just like, hey, else than like, hey, personalize stuff, like make it to where our profile can be updated and we get to do more, make a friends list bigger, do some, there's some small fixes that I've said in a previous video for Dokkan, but this video I want to say, what units can you expect that are very hype? Because we're about to approach 10 years, and I think it's gonna start most games start declining at the 10-year mark. Like they start saying, all right, we've done our stay, we've done what a lot of games don't. Let's start walking away from it and start going for the next thing. Which, once the big new shiny thing comes out, everyone jumps on it, and it's the biggest game of the year. So anyways, let's get into what can we expect for units. So Dragon Ball Saga is the biggest, and I mean the biggest, it doesn't have anything. The only units that are they're not in the meta. As of year 8 and year 10, well, year 8 and year 9, and now year 10 coming up, you cannot use these units in any of the new stuff, but they're still pretty good, and you can't say they're trash. They're just not of the new stuff. And that would be the Path to Power Goku, Android 8, and its Part 2 LR Bulma. These are very good units for when they came out. They were busted when they first came out. They had a few months of living time. Bulma exceeded a lot of units live time just because she was a support character. And even now today, I still use her on a lot of stuff. It's just she gets caught when there's special effects and all that. Anyways, what can we expect for the Dragon Ball Saga? So in the very beginning, it was just finding the Dragon Balls. You can't do much with Oolong. We just had a Kid Goku, a Bulma. I'd say we can get a Team Yamcha and kind of do that, but we just had Saiyan Saga. We just had Saiyan Saga Yamcha not long ago, who basically covers a big Yamcha character. And then Pilaf was the only other character of that part of the story, and we just had him come out for an LR for World Tournament. So nothing there. Then we had World Tournament and the Red Ribbon Army. You can't do too much with Red Ribbon Army because it's just a bunch of dudes that Goku just plows through. We already had an Android 8. I'd say maybe you can do the. I'm pretty sure it's like Administrator Black or something like that. The one who gets in the mech suit to destroy Android 8. He's the only character of like the Red Ribbon story that we need some kind of unit for that's decent. For World Tournament, you can do a joke character for Ram Fam, but you can't do what she does, so you can't even reveal her really, because her entire thing was being semi-nude in the World Tournament to kind of get men's like off-putting, and they're so worried about her body. You can't do that in a game that's meant for kids. So Ram Fam can't be added. Nam, I would love a Nam unit, like his signature finisher move. That would be an amazing thing. Like have him do a classic fight, like martial arts, and then have his active skill be his finisher. That would be a great unit. And then you could do a Jackie Chung, but we just had an LR for World Tournament not long ago. Master Roshi. I would like Max Power Roshi. It would be nice to see one, since the last time we had a decent one was Year 6 with his free-to-play LR, which is still pretty decent for how it turned out, but it would be nice to have a more like Dragon Ball Saga one, where like it's just like the very first on-screen Kamehameha, which I think was more Dragon Ball finding, but we have a bunch of World Tournament TNs, Chatsus, a Kid Krillin or like a Youth Krillin would be decent. But I think you kind of covered that with the 23rd World Tournament, but it's still a Krillin, sadly. Demon King Piccolo is the only other unit I can think of from Dragon Ball that just really needs a decent unit. We have the LR, we have some side banner units, and we have a few classic festivals, but we need one, and I think it would be a duel or a second part or the Dokkan Fest, and then a Kid Goku would come back with him. Another good decent unit you could do if you want a Kid Goku is introduce a Great Ape Kid Goku. I think we haven't had anyone except for a World Tournament one. You could totally do the one from the Pilaf fight or the World Tournament where Roshi had to destroy the moon. That's what you could do for a Kid Goku, a Great Ape Kid Goku. Going into Saiyan Saga, a Z Fighter free-to-play LR would be decent. You know, having Yamcha, Tien, Chatsu, and Krillin in one unit, but just call them the Z Fighters. I'd say a side banner Cybermen, because Cybermen are more of a just, you picked it up from Quest, or you just summoned on the friend summon. It'd be a decent, like, Saiyan Saga Extreme unit to add and support those units. Like, Raditz would be, whenever he gets his Easy A, the 200% one, having a Cyberman to support him would be nice. Nappa and Vegeta and Great Ape Vegeta get a bunch of units, so don't worry about that. Same with Kaioken Goku. Moving on, a transforming Garlic Jr., or like make it a side banner unit where it's a Garlic Jr. with his men. Kind of like a GSSR version of the LR Turles. Same with a Dr. Willow with his men. For a side banner unit would be decent. Those are World's Strongest and Dead Zone. Moving on to... we don't need any more Turles movie stuff. We don't need any more Tree of Might stuff. Please stop releasing Turles stuff. You've trashed the LR Goku. He's been the most used freaking movie villain, except for Brawly. Stop it. I'm done. I'm not hyped for Turles. Like that last Dokkan Fest was nice because of like the window glass of Kid Gohan was pretty, and you know it looked nice and was a pretty decent unit. It just didn't live up to the hype of what time it came out. Um, and then, his men were pretty nice. A Lord Slug needs to come out. Like, what I've been thinking is a dual festival of a Piccolo and a Lord Slug. Lord Slug becomes giant form, where Piccolo would stand by or exchange into Goku, who does his false Super Saiyan or pseudo Super Saiyan. It may just be, Kaioken Goku again, but it would be nice to see that moment of just breaking the fist, and then his anger. It'd be nice to see that in an animation. But yeah, like a Piccolo and a Lord Slug, do what you did with the Dokkan Festival Turles and revealed his men in two different side banner units, because those guys were pretty nice. The multiplying green guy, the pretty boy and a Winkler. It'd be nice to just have those characters. So have like the pretty boy and the thug, and then have like the like they split into multiple characters. Just do that for 2 units, and then after that would be Namek Saga. We can't do too much with Namek Saga. A newer Nail would be nice. An assimilated Piccolo would be okay. We just had first form Frieza on JP. A second form Frieza that transforms into a third form Frieza would be nice. The most terrifying moments of just like, this is pure power, and he pierces Krillin, and like the constant speed. And then I agree with a lot of other people is a final form LR Frieza that would transform Standby into full power Frieza and revive into a Mecha Frieza. And then if you want to do that, you can do an LR Kaioken Goku that goes into a Super Saiyan. Or do like a Standby Spirit Bomb and then turn into a Super Saiyan. Those would be the next 2 units for that. You can't do too much with Future Trunks. He's kind of overdone at this point. A side banner King Cold. We just had a King Vegeta. You can do a King Cold unit. Let's see. We just went over Android 13 stuff. It'd be nice to get a 14 and 15 though. A side banner Android 14 and 15. It'd be nice to see. Let's see. We have a bunch of stuff for cooler movies, both the Revenge and Return. Legendary Brawly would be nice, like an LRZ Brawly that starts as a Brawly or a Super Saiyan Brawly that transforms into Legendary Brawly. I know that would go against the 9th year anniversary one, but make it to where people can actually play Z Brawly, because that intelligence one is basically useless. I've tried in a lot of content. He doesn't do anything. And he's almost rainbowed, I think, on my account. Super Trunks from like that movie, the black shirt one. That is like one of the most iconic looks for Trunks. Having a decent looking unit for that would be nice. We need more Bojack. His festival is... Well, I mean, you can bring him back with the EZAs. But getting his men a side banner unit, like the ones that do the energy drain with the string, that'd be a decent animation to do. Going into Cell Saga, doing like a... So I hated that they haven't done this in a while. But you start with a different named character, but they instantly transform into something else. That way you can run them with units of the same name, but they start as a different character. Like there was a Gohan that transformed into a Great Saiyaman. There was a Lunch that turned into a Launch. And there was a Ribrianne that transformed into... it was Brienne D something that transformed into Ribrianne. Do that, but with a young Gohan and a full power Cell that instantly transform into Super Saiyan 2 and Super Cell. Those would be some amazing units. You can reintroduce Cell Juniors. I'd say you have to give Gohan the Carnival Super Saiyan 2 tag, and maybe give giving Cell, if he's gonna be the Carnival, an androids or artificial life Carnival would be nice. I would want an LR. I would like a Dokkan Fest semi-perfect Cell, or a a Dokkan Festival semi-perfect Cell that goes into a 2-second part LR Super Vegeta would be nice. Let's see. 19 and 20 don't do much. I think that Sidebanner unit that came with Future 17 and 18 were decent. You can't do anything with History of Trunks. They're just outplayed there. Cell, all you have to do is EZA that AGL one and do a decent job, and he'll be fine. I think that'll be it for that. Like a full power Goku, maybe, but I think that's the same thing with that. You can like EZA that STR one, and it'll be fine. Going into, let's just get over with the Z movies and like the middle content, like a Super Kaioken, a Pycon. I'm still waiting on that EZA for the one that has a unit attack with Gogeta. Make that an EZA quickly. I want that in the Fat Janemba to do good. You can do a mini Janembas. That'd be nice. We need a standalone Super Gogeta for nowadays. You did pretty decent with the 9th anniversary where Super Saiyan Gogeta was by himself. But you need a Super Gogeta. Let's see. I think EZAing that Super Janemba will be enough for that one. That's it for that one. We just had Hirudegan in Super Saiyan 3 recently. And I think it's still up by the time I put this out. What is it? We have the second coming of Brawly. I would like a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from that movie. The one who fights him in that one. Or I would like a new Videl that comes from that movie with like the dress and the like crystal throw. To kind of like distract. Let's see. Bio Brawly, I'd say you can do a decent free-to-play unit, or you can give him a Dokkan Fest. Just to get him out of the way. I'm still waiting for the boys from that movie to be EZA. They're coming up on it. Same with that sub EZA Krillin. I will be going hard on to get that sub EZA Krillin, because that is my favorite look of Krillin from that movie. And from the Boo Saga. Boo Saga Krillin is my favorite look for Krillin. I think probably because of Red Shirt Shaggy, probably. I think that's it for Z movies. We kind of went over Resurrection and F and like Battle of Gods. I think those are outplayed at this point. Give it some time. Any other? Let's see. A duplicate Vegeta from Super would be nice. Going into Boo Saga real quick. There isn't a lot to do from that. A new Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku and a Majin Vegeta. Well, you just had 200%. I'd like an Angel Super Saiyan 2 Goku from the Majin Vegeta fight. Like, the brutality between the two would be nice. I'm going to bring back Videl and Spokovich. Those two require something. That is, up to now, that was one of the first few fights that I saw in anime, and it was brutal. The Videl and Spokovich fight required good, decent animation, and I don't think they have had characters. I think the only characters we've seen are a free-to-play one and a Videl that's from flight school when she's crime fighting. I don't think we've seen Videl from that fight, and we've only seen so little of the animations from Spokovich. So I think those two require something. Another great Saiyaman. We need Saiyaman 1 and 2 because that LR is so old now. Let's see. Deborah is a throwaway. Pui Pui's throwaway. Yakon would be a decent little animation with like the energy absorption and the claws. We just had a free to play LR, but Bobbity. See, we already had a Majin. Good Boo needs good, Easy A. Easy A, that Go Tanks and that Boo. That would be making it decent. An Evil Boo would be nice. Make him a side banner unit to another Boo. We just had an LR Super Boo. Boo Tanks just needs a sub Easy A and he'll be fine. Boo Tanks and Boo Han just had their Easy A at the end of 9th anniversary. Same, a standalone Super Vegito is needed. Do that. Oh, Super Gogeta and Super Vegito need to be the carnivals of their fusion type to finish off that category. You know, Fusion and Potara. But since they're so hype, I think you should introduce the very first dual leader skill for carnivals with them. Make it a final trump card in Potara. And we just had movie heroes with 9th anniversary Super Saiyan Gogeta. So maybe Otherworld Warriors, because Fusion is a pretty broken category in the first place, because it keeps getting stuff. So let's see here. That's kind of the end of the fight. We just had a Kid Buu and Super Saiyan 2 Goku from that fight. Easy A, that Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, and I think we'll be done with that. End of Z, Buu, Oob, and Goku. I want units for those. I just want to see them. They don't have to be like units. They just need to be free-to-play units with good, decent animations, and I will get them. Going into... We just had End of Z. Let's go to Super real quick. We need a new hit. We need a new, Kaioken times 10 blue Goku. A decent Kaba. Minento and Botama. Bota? I forgot what their names are. The Winnie the Pooh Rubber Bear and the Robot That Hates Insults. They need a unit. Or, separate units. I think Lord Champa it needs a unit because his sub-EZA wasn't that great, and we haven't had many of him. We've had many of his brother. Let's see. Going on to... I don't want to see another Future Saga for a while. Because they've been having a lot of help, and we just had a Goku Black. So I think we're good on that front. I would still want a Vegito Blue, but it needs to be done decent because that one from Worldwide, it's decent when it gets to but it takes forever to get to it. It'd be nice to be a standalone unit, yet again. Let's see. Moving on to TOP, we're getting a lot of stuff for that right now. You can do a lot of the side characters for hey, here's a whole banner of side characters. It'd be nice to see those. The one that was so skinny, but once he fought Roshi, he grew big, had electrical powers. Make him a side banner unit or a free to play unit. There's a lot of Peppy Girls you can pull from there. And we're still waiting for a Peppy Girls banner. I think we're coming up on one, or maybe that Future Trunks was the last one we're supposed to get for a while. The Android 8 and the Legacy of Hero GT character are still recent, but I guess. Sub-EZA, that Krillin, that'd be pretty good to have a Dodge character for that team. That's just Krillin. I think a lot of the other characters, else than the Roshi, is pretty good. I mean, you can't do too much with the Roshi. I think he'll have his Super Awakening eventually. because they said only LRs in festivals, so I think he might get a Super Awakening. And I think the only two big units, sadly, we just had a topo. And why I mean sadly is you could have saved them for a big celebration. Had a LR Blue Goku that would eventually transition to UI Omen and then eventually become UI, and have a Jiren that transforms into full power. And then for the second part, have an LR Blue Vegeta that transforms into evolution that would come with a topo that would have become the god. And having those, part 1 and part 2 like that, you have a Vegeta and a Goku on top of the Universe 11 big characters. Moving on, Wrathful Brawly needs something. A standalone Gogeta Blue when it comes out. We just had one though, so I wouldn't. Worldwide in 9th anniversary will make it to where Gogeta and Vegeta Blue will take a while. GT, easy. Whenever that Pan Easy she'll be fine. Sub-easying that side banner unit for Sen Shinron will be pretty good. It's like a lot of Shadow Dragons, having them as side banner units would be good. Having a new LR Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku and a Super Saiyan Vegeta that would go into Golden 8 state and then become Super Saiyan 4s would be good. You can also have a baby that starts as Baby Vegeta, goes standbys into Super Baby Vegeta 1, and then ends on to and maybe have an active skill to become Golden Ape. He's good. Having a lot of the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga characters like Electric and all that would be nice for the GT bosses category. Rildo having some decent animations wouldn't be horrible. Lord Lude. And then that Easy A for Hellfighter 17 and Android 17 better be decent. Because or just make the Easy A for LR 17 good. Super Saiyan 4, just make sure I get a transforming Super Saiyan 4 from the Baby Saga. I want the high stakes Super Saiyan 4 from Android Super 17. And then I want a full powered Goku, kind of like the tech one, but with better animations for the Dragon Fist. No more, you were mine. Dragon Fist would be decent, or the you don't ever hurt someone else's family. But I think that's 7th anniversary's Dragon Fist. We just had Omega. I'd say maybe a Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. You can do that for a Saiyan Saga. Well, Saiyan Day, not Saiyan Saga. And I think that's it. But for Dragon Ball Heroes is here in November. They have a lot of stuff they can do. There's Grand Priest Goku. It's pretty hard to see the glass, the alien that has glass powers or reflective surface powers. Her in the Yamcha, the spirit ball with the glass shards. That is a decent animation to make a unit. The generational Kamehameha between Bardock, Future Gohan Black, and MUI Goku would be a nice little unit. But units that are needed are a Xenoverse Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku, making them free to play because we've already got Limit Breaker. A Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which, oh, by the way, we do need an LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from the Shadow Dragon Saga, but I think he's going to be kind of like a 12th year anniversary, and he better be busted. He better be the carnival for fused fighters, but fused fighters. And then Yeah, Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, making an LR version of Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Goku Vegeta, and then a Reborn Omega that faces Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 would be nice, and then Evolution Blue Gogeta, Kaioken Blue Vegito, and then that's kind of it. Anyways, I want to go try to get some units done because I kind of talked a little too much more than I wanted, but this was a decent amount of content for you guys. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.